The text had arrived 3 days before Oliver's 8th birthday party. My sister Amanda's message was brief. Sorry, things are really tight financially right now. We can't make it to the party. Tell Oliver we love him and we'll celebrate another time. I stared at the message for a long moment. Amanda lived 40 minutes away. The party was at our house, just cake and games with 10 neighborhood kids. There was no admission fee, no gift requirement. Just family showing up for a child's birthday. But I texted back, no problem. Oliver will understand. Hope things get better soon. The party went well despite their absence. Oliver kept asking when his cousins were coming. Amanda's twins, Jake and Sophie, were 9 years old and Oliver adored them. He'd even made them special goodie bags with extra candy. Maybe they got stuck in traffic, he said hopefully, watching the door. I hugged him and distracted him with cake, but I saw the disappointment in his eyes when we sang happy birthday and his cousins' chairs stayed empty. The next morning, Sunday, Oliver came running into the kitchen with my phone. He'd been playing a game while I made breakfast. Mom, why are Jake and Sophie at Disney? He asked, confused. I thought Aunt Amanda said they didn't have money. My stomach dropped. I took the phone. Amanda's Instagram showed a photo posted 2 hours earlier. Her whole family wearing matching Disney shirts, standing in front of Cinderella's castle. The caption read, "Nothing like a spontaneous Magic Kingdom day. Best family ever." The post was from yesterday, Saturday, Oliver's birthday. While we'd been singing to him and he'd been watching the door, Amanda's family had been riding Space Mountain. I don't understand, Oliver said, eyes filling with tears. Did they forget about me? I knelt down and pulled him close. Sometimes adults make bad choices, buddy. It's not about you. You're wonderful and your birthday was perfect. But he cried anyway, the kind of hurt that comes from realizing someone chose something else over you. I held him and felt something shift inside me. Not anger exactly. Just clarity. The kind that comes when you finally see a situation for what it really is. After Oliver went to play with his new toys, I sat down at my laptop. I logged into my financial management system and opened the automatic payments. There were more than I'd realized once I listed them out. Disney annual passes for Amanda's family, $1,500 per person. 4 passes. $6,000 per year. Renewed automatically each March for the past 4 years. Amanda's car payment, $850 a month. I'd co-signed the loan 3 years ago when her credit wasn't good enough. Eventually, I just started paying it myself when she had temporary money troubles. Her car insurance, $320 monthly. Added to my policy because it was cheaper that way, she'd said. That was 5 years ago. Private school tuition for Jake and Sophie, $2,400 per child per month. I started helping 2 years ago when Amanda insisted the public school wasn't good enough. Just until we get ahead, she'd promised. The electric bill for her house, averaging $200 per month. I added it to my autopay one winter when things were tight. That was 3 years ago. I calculated quickly. $78,000 a year. I'd been giving my sister $78,000 annually, and she told my son she was too broke to drive 40 minutes to his birthday party. My husband, James, came into the office. Oliver okay? He will be. Look at this. I showed him the payments. James let out a low whistle. I knew you helped Amanda, but I didn't know it was this much. Neither did I until I listed it all. What are you going to do? I started clicking through the payment system. Something I should have done a long time ago. Each click felt like exhaling after holding my breath for years. The Disney passes. The car payment. The insurance. The tuition. The utilities. Every single automatic payment connected to Amanda's life. You're sure? James asked quietly. She lied to our son. She chose a theme park over his birthday. And she posted it on social media where he could see it. I hit the last cancellation. Yeah. I'm sure. James squeezed my shoulder. She's going to lose her mind. Probably. The text came at 7 the next morning. I was pouring coffee when my phone buzzed with Amanda's message. The passes are declined. We're at the gate and they won't let us in. What's going on? Did you forget to pay? I sipped my coffee and typed back, guess you're really broke now. The phone rang immediately. I declined the call. It rang again. Declined again. Then the text started coming rapid fire. What is that supposed to mean? This isn't funny. The kids are crying. Did you seriously cancel our passes? Call me right now. I turned off my phone and got Oliver ready for school. James raised an eyebrow but said nothing. He understood. When I turned my phone back on after drop-off, there were 43 missed calls and 62 text messages. Amanda's tone evolved from confusion to anger to panic. The later messages had a different quality. The car payment bounced. The bank is calling. Insurance company says I'm not covered anymore. The school just called about tuition. What did you do? I called her then. She answered on the first ring. What the hell is going on? Her voice was sharp with panic. Everything is bouncing. My whole life is falling apart. What did you do? I stopped paying for your life. Silence. Then, what are you talking about? The Disney passes I've paid for every year. The car payment I've made for 3 years. The insurance I've covered for 5. The tuition, the electric bill, all of it. I canceled everything. You can't do that. We have a deal. We never had a deal, Amanda. You had needs and I helped. Then the helping became expected. Then expected became entitlement. And then you told my son you were too broke to come to his birthday while spending the day at a theme park I paid for. That's not fair. We didn't plan that Disney trip. It was spontaneous. You planned it enough to coordinate matching shirts. I don't have to explain my decisions to you. You're right. You don't. And I don't have to fund them anymore. Do you have any idea how much you just screwed up my life? Jake and Sophie will be expelled if I don't pay their tuition. The bank will repossess my car. We'll lose our insurance. How am I supposed to manage this? The same way everyone else does, with the money you and Derek earn. Derek doesn't make enough to cover all this. Then you've been living beyond your means. That's not my problem to solve. I'm your sister. And Oliver is your nephew. He made goodie bags for your kids. He watched the door waiting for them. Then he saw photos of them at Disney after you told him you couldn't afford to come. My voice stayed level, but I felt the weight of years behind my words. You taught me something important yesterday, Amanda. You taught me that you value theme parks more than family. So I'm done funding the theme parks. This is about more than one birthday party. You're punishing me for one mistake. No. This is about years of taking advantage. The birthday party was just the moment I finally saw it clearly. He was crying now. Please. I'll apologize to Oliver. We'll make it up to him. Just don't do this. I can't afford my life without your help. Then change your life. That's easy for you to say. You're rich. I'm comfortable because I live within my means. You could be too if you stopped trying to look wealthy. So this is about judging my choices? No. This is about not funding them anymore. Mom would be so disappointed in you right now. Actually laughed. Mom would be disappointed that I enabled you for this long. She raised us to be independent, not to use each other as ATMs. I'm going to lose everything. You're going to learn to budget. There's a difference. She hung up on me. Within an hour, my phone started ringing with other family members. My Aunt Karen, my cousin Beth, and finally my mother. Mom was direct. Amanda called me in tears. She says you've cut her off financially. That's accurate. She says she'll lose her house. She won't. Derek makes $90,000 a year. They can afford their mortgage. They just can't afford their mortgage plus private school, plus luxury cars, plus Disney passes, plus living like they make $200,000. How much were you giving her? $78,000 a year. Mom was quiet for a long moment. I didn't realize it was that much. Neither did I until I added it up. What happened? I told her about Oliver's birthday. About the lie. About the Instagram post. About my son's tears. Oh, Amanda, Mom sighed. She always did have more pride than sense. I'm done enabling it. Good. She needs to learn this lesson. I'm sorry it took hurting Oliver for you to see it, but I'm glad you finally did. You're not mad. Honey, I'm proud of you. I've watched you let Amanda use you for years. I kept hoping you'd set a boundary. This was overdue. The relief I felt at my mother's words surprised me. I'd been braced for criticism, for being told family helps family, for pressure to restore the payments. Over the next 2 weeks, Amanda's life rearranged itself. She pulled the twins out of private school and enrolled them in the excellent public school 3 blocks from her house. She traded her luxury SUV for a certified used Honda. She canceled the premium cable package and the meal kit delivery service. She started packing lunches instead of eating out. Derek called me once. I didn't know how much you were paying. Amanda told me her bonus covered most of it. I'm embarrassed and sorry we took advantage. Did you know about Oliver's birthday? Not until after. When I saw the photos she posted, I asked why we weren't at the party. She said you told her it was okay to miss it. Make sure she doesn't become that person. I'm working on it. We're in counseling now. I almost felt bad for Amanda then. Almost. But I thought about Oliver's face and the sympathy faded. 3 weeks after the cancellations, Amanda showed up at my house. She looked different, tired, older, less polished. She was wearing Target jeans instead of designer labels. Can we talk? She asked. I let her in, made coffee and waited. I've been thinking a lot about why I did what I did. The lying, the using you. I talked to a therapist. And she said I was living a fantasy life. Playing pretend wealthy. Using your money to maintain an image that wasn't real. Amanda's hands shook around her coffee mug. I forgot what actually mattered. Like showing up for your nephew's birthday. Like that. Among many other things. She looked at me with red-rimmed eyes. Oliver made goodie bags for my kids. He waited for them. And I was posting photos from a theme park I didn't even pay for. What kind of person does that? The kind who needs to make different choices. I know. I'm making them. We're living on Derek's actual salary now. It's tight, but it's real. The kids adjusted to public school faster than I expected. I sold half my wardrobe on Poshmark. She laughed bitterly. Turns out designer clothes don't mean much when you can't afford groceries. You can afford groceries, Amanda. You just can't afford organic imported groceries delivered to your door. Fair point. She set down her mug. I'm not here to ask for money. I need you to know that. I'm here to apologize. To Oliver first, if you let me see him. I used you. I lied to you. I took advantage of your generosity and never once said thank you. I'm so sorry. I studied my sister. This version of her, stripped of pretense and pride, was someone I barely recognized. Someone I might actually like. Oliver's at school. He gets home at 3:30. Can I come back then? Yes. She came back that afternoon. Oliver was wary at first, but Amanda knelt down to his level and apologized. Really apologized. She explained that she'd made bad choices and hurt him and that she was sorry. She gave him a small wrapped present. A book about space that I knew came from the public library's used sale based on the stamp inside. It's not much, she told him. But I remembered you like space. And I wanted to give you something that actually came from me, not from someone else's money. Oliver hugged her. Kids are better at forgiveness than adults. After he ran off to read, Amanda stood to leave. Thank you for that, I said. I should have done it 3 weeks ago. But I had to stop being angry first. Stop feeling like a victim. Start taking responsibility. He paused at the door. You were right to cut me off. It was the only way I was going to learn. I'm not happy about it, but I'm grateful for it. Does that make sense? It does. Can we rebuild? Not the money thing. Just the sister thing. We can try. She nodded and left. I watched her drive away in her sensible used Honda, headed back to her normal life in her normal house where her kids attended normal public school. That evening, Oliver asked if Jake and Sophie could come over sometime to play. I'll ask Aunt Amanda, I said. Do you think she'll say yes? I think she will. He smiled and went back to his space book. I sat there thinking about boundaries and family, about the difference between helping and enabling, about how sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop protecting people from the consequences of their choices. My laptop sat on the counter, the financial management system still open. $78,000 a year that would now stay in my accounts. Money for Oliver's college or our retirement or simply security. But more valuable than the money was the lesson. For Amanda, who learned she could survive without the fantasy. For Oliver, who learned that people's worth wasn't measured by possessions. And for me, who learned that boundaries weren't cruel, they were necessary. Sometimes love looks like saying no. Sometimes family means letting people struggle so they can learn to stand on their own.